Hi trainers, I'm Teeds, how's it going? So ElChicoEevee has posted the patch notes that were, I think, data mined or like tested by iAnt. I think they were tested. But first, I just want to talk about these two new items that ElChicoEevee has leaked as well. It is the Cursed Bangle and the Cursed Incense. So Cursed Bangle received HP recovery effects weakened, and Cursed Incense is the same thing. I don't know why it's the same thing, but maybe it could be separate for physical and special attack, which is why they both do the same thing, but just for different like types, I guess. And I'm very excited. It's going to be like the first anti-heal items that we have in Pokemon Unite. And since the current meta is comfy with its healing, these new items will probably help in the current meta. Okay, moving on. And this is from the PTS. I'm going to go through them with you real quick here. I'm very excited to see what they have changed because we are expecting some big changes for at least one Pokemon, but I have a feeling that they haven't done that. So going through the first one, Zacian, and oh no, it looks like it really is just Sacred Sword. The stun duration has been reduced from 0.6 seconds to 0.2 seconds. And ElChicoEevee wrote that they are seems like they're just doing like really little nerfs to Zacian, which is really unfortunate because I don't know if this is enough. I feel like it isn't enough, and Zacian is still the top win rate Pokemon by a lot. It's doing insane. Even with the comfy nerf, it's just still very strong. So I'm hoping we'll see more changes. I hope it's not like a Lucario thing where they kind of try to nerf it bit by bit, because Lucario did receive nerfs but was still so strong for such a long time. So we'll see what happens to Zacian with this. I would love to know in the comments down below for any of these Pokemon and for Zacian. If you think that these changes need more or less, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your opinions. Okay, next we have Glaceon. So they have nerfed Icicle Spear. It is now 1% less HP. And Freeze Dry, the cooldown increased from 7 seconds to 8.5 seconds. So they have nerfed Icicle Spear Plus, so the upgraded version, and Freeze Dry. And Glaceon has really came back into the meta with the buffs. A lot of people were saying how strong it is. It's crazy. So we are seeing some nerfs to Glaceon. Urshifu is receiving a nerf as well. Surging Strikes, 89% attack, now down to 80% attack. I'm just going to say like a quick summary of it because I'm not going to say the whole equation, but it looks like that they are nerfing Surging Strikes. It will now deal less damage, and Urshifu has a lot of complaints from the community. I want to know if this is enough for you trainers. Next we have Lapras. Lapras is the second top winning Pokemon right now under Zacian. It has an almost 53% win rate. So Zacian has an almost 56%. Lapras has an almost 53%. It is not far behind. That is crazy, especially for a defender. And Lapras is getting a nerf to Water Pulse from 100% special attack down to 90% special attack. Hopefully we'll see some changes for this because Lapras is kind of a headache to deal with. It seems like the pulse of it as well is also getting reduced damage from 50% to 45%. So we should be seeing a damage reduction from Water Pulse overall. Bubble Beam, the cooldown has been increased from 7 seconds to a huge 9 seconds. So we are seeing a big 2 seconds added to that. And the Unite move has been, the damage seems like it's reduced from 203% special attack down to 172%. So we are seeing some big damage decreases, and we're also seeing a cooldown increase for Lapras. Let's see if this like really knocks it down. But they have nerfed Lapras, who isn't the top winning Pokemon, a lot more than they are nerfing Zacian. So I just want to point that out. And next we have is Dodrio. So Dodrio's boosted attack, the full gauge, the damage has been reduced from that as well, from 212% to 189%. Dodrio is currently the 6th highest winning Pokemon with almost a 51% win rate, so we are going to see some changes to Dodrio. Next we have is Azumaril. Azumaril, who is almost at the bottom. Their ability Huge Power, the crit ratio has been increased from 150% to 170%. I have not seen Azumaril in my matches for a while, probably for a good reason. Probably just does not feel very good to play at the moment. So we are seeing some changes to Azumaril. Next we have is Aegislash, and Aegislash is getting a pretty big giant holo-air. A really premium holo-air, which I will show you very soon, trainers. So Aegislash, the ability stance change, the defense has been increased. So they increased the defense of Aegislash. The special defense has also been increased as well. For Shadow Claw, it has been increased from 63% to 68%. And the final one, it has a big increase from 126% to 136%. So I have been terrified of Aegislash since it was like a meta Pokemon back in the day. This Pokemon is doing actually worse than Azumaril as well. So I'm pretty scared, to be honest. Like with Aegislash, it just felt so horrible fighting it. And with Zacian, it just felt like I don't even have a chance to fight it. But we will see what Aegislash does. It does have a really insane Holloway coming out, so maybe that's why they're really huge buffing it. And then we have Delphox. So Delphox boosted attack now can be crit. So Delphox's boosted attack, it can now crit. Okay, so the last things we have is the stat changes for some of the Pokemon as well. So Sableye is getting a nerf on knockoff from 66% attack to 56% attack. So doing a big damage reduction on knockoff. And they're also reducing its health by quite a lot, actually. So from 3,300 down to 3,000, and then when you reach the late game, it's from 7,900 max HP down to 6,900. So they're taking 1,000 health off Sableye, which is crazy. And the attack is also getting a pretty gigantic nerf as well. So in the early, you're getting 140 down to 110 attack, and then at the end, late game, you're going from 365 down to 300. Now Sableye is a Pokemon that a lot of people just do not like playing against. It's a headache to go against. I can understand why they're nerfing Sableye, and I think maybe a lot of you will be happy that Sableye will probably be a lot easier to deal with. It's just like an annoying fly to go against. That's how I see Sableye at least. So we're going to see some, I think, big changes to Sableye here. Next we have is Dragonite. Dragonite, oh man, remember the Dragonite meta trainers? So they are really attacking the 3 all-rounders here that are just doing really bad, and they're actually all huddled together down at the bottom. So Buzzwole, Aegislash, Azumaril, and Dragonite are all getting buffed. So they're literally just going for all of the all-rounders. They're like, you know what? Zacian's strong. Let's make all the other all-rounders strong as well. But they do need it because they are just struggling real bad. And Dragonite's the ability multi-scale damage reduction from 25% to 30% attack. So you'll be able to take more damage as Dragonite now, so you will be tankier. And the attack has been increased, so early game 150 to 165, and then late game from 520 to 550. The attack speed is also being increased as well, and it doesn't really change in the early stages, but late game, it just gets more and more and more. And at the end, you'll go from 130% previously now to 150% in your attack speed. So I'm really curious to see this one. Lastly, we have Buzzwole. So Buzzwole, Leech Life, the heal has been increased from 50% to 75%. We're getting a lot more health on Leech Life now. For Superpower, the shield increase is 8%. The muscle gauge is 12%. I don't think I'm reading this right, but we are getting some buffs on Buzzwole. The defense has been increased as well. So early game 100 to 120, you'll have a tankier early game. Late game 468 to 500, and the special defense has been increased as well. So they're pretty much attacking the survivability of Buzzwole, it looks like. So they're giving it more healing, they're giving it more defense. They think that Buzzwole is just not surviving a lot of its fights, so they're going to be increasing the survivability of Buzzwole. And let's see if this makes any difference for it. I'm very excited to see this patch. While we may not be getting like the things that we really want with Zacian, I believe, we are going to be seeing a lot of the all-rounders that have been really struggling in the meta. Okay, so that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, trainers. I do have another one coming up very soon, and my Zelda one should be up tonight as well on my second channel if you want to check that out. Thank you for watching, trainers. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.